Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another Hot Toys custom kit bashing figure review video. Now today we are going to be taking a look at the process I went through to assemble what I would consider, for me at least, the perfect version of Bespin Han. Now from the offset I wanted to assemble this guy as close to how I believe Hot Toys would make him as possible. So that meant sourcing a bunch of official parts and pieces. Now this is a pricey endeavor, and some of this stuff you simply won't be able to find. I will let you know where I got my parts and pieces as we go through. Now starting off with this might be the most expensive part. This is of course an A New Hope Han Solo. He's quite hard to find, and when you do find him, he's relatively pricey. But I wanted an official Hot Toys Han Solo body, all of the hands, the blaster, and of course the various belts, plus his boots. Now the boots are relatively easy to find, but I did want to, as I said, stick to as close to a Hot Toys Bespin Han as humanly possible. Now for the pants, these are a little bit tricky to find as well. Now you could go with the Sideshow Bespin Han from back in the day, but the pants feel and look a little bit nasty. I decided to go with the Entebbe / Medicom Perfect Unison Han. These are technically the Return of the Jedi pants, because that's what that figure is based off, but these should serve our purposes quite nicely, and as you can see, the yellow striping is present down the side there. Now, the shirt itself also came with that Entebbe Han Solo, but the blue jacket I actually found on a figure that I already had as part of the collection. Now, I saw online that people were posting underneath this winter jacket on Hoth Han was the blue Bespin jacket, and honestly, I didn't believe them. But when I took his outer jacket off, yeah, this was totally under there, and it was in my collection all along. Now the pièce de résistance here is this fantastic third-party Han Solo head sculpt. This very clearly is Harrison Ford from Empire. I love the expression, the paint applications are on point, and more importantly, the skin tone matches perfectly with the Hot Toys body. I do think the likeness is actually slightly better on this one. Now, it is long since sold out. A buddy of mine known as George actually happened to have this and was kind enough to sell it to me so I could complete my custom Han Solo. But yeah, I absolutely love this head sculpt. Lastly, you can go one of two ways with the blaster. This is the Entebbe one, whereas this is the Hot Toys one. As you can see, the design is slightly different. As we went through the original trilogy films, the blaster did change size and shape and parts and pieces just a little bit, so it's up to you which one you decide to go with. But without further ado, I know y'all are probably just as keen as I am to see this kit fully assembled, so let's put all the parts and pieces together and take a closer look. Here we have him, fully assembled and standing straight up and down in the light box, no crazy poses or accessories or anything like that, and this turned out better than I personally could have ever imagined. Now, I know I'm not the first out there who thought to themselves, hey, all of the parts and pieces are available, why not kit bash a Bespin Han? I readily admit that. But I wanted to do things slightly differently. I did take the Sideshow jacket, which everyone seems to do, but I thought, hey, let's not just use the same A New Hope head sculpt that we've seen time and time again, so I went out of my way to find this particular sculpt, and I think it works so very well for Bespin Han. But do let me know what you think of it down below. And because we are using the Hot Toys A New Hope Han body, the proportions are perfect. He's also the exact same height as that figure from episode 4, so there aren't any discrepancies there. Plus, it is pretty much as accurate as you can get. When I was assembling this, I had an image of Harrison Ford in the Bespin Han outfit on my screen, and I compared it as I was putting this together, so I'm pretty darn happy with the end result. What we are going to do now, though, is take him off the rotating turntable, punch in, and take a closer look at the details. Here we have him up close and personal. And yeah, like I just said, I am super happy with how this guy has turned out. I couldn't have hoped for a better outcome. Now I know some of y'all are probably immediately heading down to the comments to say, Justin, long neck! And yes, I can totally see that. The neck does look slightly long, but the benefit of this third-party head sculpt is it's adjustable. You can basically push it up and down to get the height to where you want it to be. If you want it sitting slightly higher for some reason, yes, you can totally do that, but I personally prefer to push it all the way down and move the collar up in place, so it does eliminate the long neck issue. I think everything looks fairly in proportion. But again, I'm sure you're gonna let me know down below. As for the head sculpt itself, I've already discussed the paint applications and the expression. It looks fantastic. It's quintessential Bespin Han. As for the jacket, I like the color and I like the fit. Although there is no working zip, I'm pretty sure Sideshow never actually intended for you to see this jacket, as it was tucked underneath the Hoth one, but I'm super glad they included it. The shirt is the one from Entebbe. I actually did have to steam it. What do I mean by that? Well, I boiled the kettle and very carefully held this over the little port where the steam comes out. Do be careful not to steam burn yourself, it can be quite painful. I simply press these into place and the jacket will keep them where they're supposed to be. As for the pants, they are the Entebbe ones, of course. They are a little bit tight, so they do tend to spring open a little bit up the top, but if you adjust the belts and get it to sit about right, you don't really notice that. Speaking of the belts, yeah, they're the Hot Toys ones. They fit perfectly and they look great. Then, lastly, coming down to the boots, they are, unfortunately, the same as A New Hope Han, in the fact that they do kind of buckle in at the ankles. They are very unsightly, and to this day, Hot Toys kind of hasn't done much to fix that, but I'm pretty sure if I stuff some foam in there and fill them out, that will take care of itself. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving my custom Bespin Han. Now for a quick side-by-side comparison, here we have my custom Bespin Han standing alongside Lando and Bespin Leia. Now these three absolutely will be displayed together in the collection. I personally really like the way it looks, but I think I know what some folks are going to say. Han Solo does have a little bit of a large head, and that was a complaint when this head sculpt did initially come out. But don't forget, just because I've chosen to go with this head sculpt doesn't mean you have to do the same. If you don't like it, you can take my recipe for this figure and use the A New Hope head sculpt, or one made by a completely different company. But for me, I love the way this looks. These three together are something else. It's something that we've been waiting for a very long time by Hot Toys, and I got sick of waiting, so just like Thanos, slipped on the gauntlet and I said, fine, I'll do it myself, and I'm very, very happy with the outcome. I know I've already said that a couple of times throughout the course of this video, and I'll probably let you know a few more times. I just have so much fun kit bashing figures, and it's not often that I get to make something that I've been wanting for a super long time, like this Bespin Han. Just going over articulation. Now bear in mind, this is my personal copy of the figure, and it is a custom one. I'm sure when you put together your own Bespin Han, you'll choose your own unique body, unique outfit pieces, and it will move slightly differently. Now starting off with the head sculpt, it is on a fixed neck, and you can adjust the head sculpt up and down, like we discussed earlier, so you do get a fairly decent range forward and back, swivel, and then a ton of pivot side to side. The arms will go up to there. They will of course swivel forward and back. There is a butterfly joint at the shoulder, a swivel at the bicep, single bend at the elbow, and a regular 1/6 scale wrist peg. There are two sections that can move in the waist, one at the upper torso, then one at the lower, crunching forward to there, crunching back to there, swivel, and then pivot side to side. The legs will go forward to there. They will go out to there. Swivel at the upper thigh. A double bend at the knee that does go past 90, and lastly a ball joint down here for the ankle. Just wrapping up on my custom Hot Toys Bespin Han. Now it did take me quite some time to assemble all of the bits and pieces that I was going to need for this set. As I told you in the intro, I wanted to make this as close to an official Bespin Han as possible, so that meant sourcing what I would consider the pedigree of Bespin Han ingredients, starting off with the Hot Toys A New Hope boots, the Hot Toys body, the Hot Toys belts, the Hot Toys blaster pistol, the Enterbay pants, the Sideshow jacket, and the Enterbay shirt. Plus, lastly, the icing on the cake, that Space Tracker head sculpt that was sold years ago by 1/6 Kit and is now almost impossible to find, but luckily my buddy George came through, he had one lying around and I was able to buy it off him, and without that head sculpt, I don't think this figure would have come together anywhere nearly as well as it has now. I am enamored by the end result. Now, I don't do a lot of custom kit bashing, but it's these type of videos that give me so much joy. I love starting off with the kernel of an idea, and then seeing it slowly pop over time until it becomes a fully formed piece of popcorn, and that's exactly what this is. It's the end result of months worth of work and research, and yeah, this has exceeded all of my expectations. Do let me know what you think of my custom project though, down in the comments below. Now, if you are looking to make this, I've pretty much given you the rundown of what you're going to need. So do let me know if you've tried to make this and share your final results on 6 Scale Network. I have included the link down in the description below to head over there. It's a Facebook group all about collecting. While you are down there, if you are looking to pick up A New Hope Han, I'm pretty sure you can grab him from toyswonderland.com. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.